In this video, we will solve a problem on budget constraint. The question is, a consumer has an income of $160 to spend on two goods. We have good X and good Y, where prices are $20 and $5 for good X and Y. We have to find out the slope of the budget constraint. What happens to the slope if price of Y rises to $10, and what happens if income falls to $100? Okay, so let's take it one by one. What we are being given here, we are being given income of the consumer. Let's denote it by M. It is 160. Price of good X is being given us as $20. Price of good Y is being given us as $5. Okay, now what is our budget constraint? Budget constraint is simply price of X upon units of X. Okay, let us write it in this fashion, capital X. Okay, so price of X times units of X plus price of Y times units of Y should be equal to our income. Okay, now price of X is being given us as 20, so we have 20X plus 5Y should be equal to, the income is 160. Okay, first of all we will draw the graph here and it will make more sense. Okay, let us say on this side we have X, it is Y here. Okay, to draw the graph here, to find the slope, let us draw it by two methods. First, the simple usual way, that is, if this is our equation, to find the graph, what will we do? First we set, that is, when X is equal to 0. Okay, we set X is equal to 0, that means 5Y is equal to 5Y is equal to 160. That gives us Y is equal to 160 upon 5, which comes out to be 160 upon 5, it will come out to be 32. That means we have point 0 and 32. Let us say this is point 0 and 32. Okay, so this is intercept, Y intercept is 32, and symmetrically we find out the X intercept. For that we set when Y is equal to 0 in this equation, so this whole term becomes 0. That means 20X is equal to 160, which gives us X is equal to 160 upon 20. So this is 8 here, so the horizontal intercept will be 8. Okay, now let's join this will be our budget constraint. Okay, here we have 8. Slope of this slope of this line will be equal to, so slope will be equal to minus sign, because we have downward line here, downward sloping, change in Y upon change in X. That means rise our run, so change in Y is 32 from 0 to 32, so this distance we measure, it is 32 upon change in X is 8, and we get -4 as the slope of this line. Okay, this is one way to find the slope. Another way is, and let me write it here, that is very simple. Slope is equal to minus times price of good X upon price of good Y. Okay, price of good X is being given us as 20, so we have minus 20. Price of good Y is 5, which again gives us slope as -4. Okay, so either you use this standard method or this method, you will get the same result of the slope. Next question is, what happens to the slope if price of Y rises to 10? Okay, so if price of good Y rises to 10, that means in place of 5, this time we have 10. Okay, so let us see what happens to the slope. Budget, that means our budget constraint will obviously change, so our budget constraint will be 20X plus, in place of 5 we have 10 this time. Okay, 10 times Y is equal to 160. Again using this method, or let us use this, okay, to make sense here. So when X is equal to 0, when x is equal to 0 in this equation, 10y is equal to 160, so which gives us y will be equal to 8. So we have 0 and 8, sorry, 116 upon 10, it gives us 16. Okay, so we are just trying to draw the new budget line here after the, and let me rub this out. So when x is equal to 0 in this equation, so this term is 0, so 10y is equal to 160, so y is equal to 160 upon 10 is 16. So we have point 0 and 16. Okay, so let us say this is we have 0 on horizontal axis and 16 here. Okay, let us say this is 16. And what is our x intercept? Let us see that also. So when y is equal to 0 in this equation, that means 20x is equal to 160, or x is equal to, or let me write it here, that means 20x is equal to 160, or x is equal to 160 upon 20. So x intercept will not change at all. Let us join these two. This will be our new budget constraint after the increase in the price of good y. And okay, and its slope, either way, slope will be equal to minus times price of good, x upon price of good y. What is of y? Price of x is 20, so we have 20 upon price of good y is 10. That comes out to be minus 2. Okay, so slope has decreased. We have minus 4 as slope, then we have minus 2. That means uh, the slope has decreased comparatively. Okay, so last question is, and here you can also use this change in x upon change in y upon change in x. It will give you the same result, that is change in y upon change in x, that is minus sign obviously. So we have 16 upon 8, you will again get the same result as minus 2. Now the third part tells us what happens is if income decreases. Okay, so we will have the same budget constant, that is 20x plus, so this is changed to 10. Let me write it here, 10y is equal to, our income has also changed from 150 to 100. Okay, so we have two things that have changed. One is the price of good y and the income, and we have to see what happens to the budget here. So slope will be same, and you can see it here, but slope will not change at all. But we have to see what happens to the budget line. Okay, if slope is same, then what happens to the budget line? So let us find the intercepts of this budget line again. When x is equal to 0, okay, that means 10y is equal to 100, so y is equal to 10. Okay, when y is equal to 0, when y is equal to 0, that means 20x is equal to 100, that means x is equal to 100 upon 20. So 100 upon 20 comes out to be 100 upon 20, that comes out to be 5. Okay, so what have we the pointers? We have 0, 10, and here we have 5, 0. Okay, that gives us, and our slope is same. And let me draw the new budget line. Then we have 0, 10, so on uh, this is the vertical intercept, so we have 10 here. Okay, let's write it here, 10, and this is horizontal intercept, it is here 5. Let's write it here, 5. Okay, that means one thing, that the price ratio, and you can see slope is same, slope is equal to, what was here, 5. And if you use this formula, minus change in y upon change in x, you will get 10 upon 5. So slope has remained same, 5 2s are 10. So again we have the same slope of this line, but it has shifted inwards. Our budget line has shifted inwards when price of y has changed and the income has reduced. Okay, so we can say one thing, the price ratio remains unchanged as was in the second question, but if income falls to 100, there will be a parallel shift inwards of budget line. The new interceptors, as we have seen here, it is 5 and 10 here. Okay, so slope has remained the same what was in the second question, but uh, overall this budget line has shown us is inward shift because of the reduced income. I hope I make myself clear. Thank you.